It was a rainy afternoon when I sat in my usual cafe, staring at a chart that had just cost me nearly 40% of my savings. 6 months of hard work, gone in a week. I was a year into trading, chasing signals, trusting indicators like they were gospel. MACD. I thought it was my ticket to riches. Cross up, buy, cross down, sell. Simple, right? I was wrong. Devastatingly wrong. Welcome to Mind Over Markets. I'm here to share a story, my story, maybe yours too, about MACD, trading, and the hardest lesson of all, patience. Let's rewind. A year into trading, I was a mess. No mentor, no method, just me, an office job, and nights glued to charts. I followed online signal groups, traded on gut feelings, and worshipped indicators. MACD was my favorite. It felt like a game. Green line crosses up, I buy, crosses down, I sell. Every move was an opportunity, until it wasn't. That week, I lost 40% of my capital. I remember the panic, the questions. The MACD crossed up. Why did the price crash? Is the market broken? Am I broken? I couldn't accept it. So, like so many traders before me, I dove headfirst into learning. I downloaded dozens of ebooks, watched hundreds of videos, filled notebooks with notes on every indicator, but I kept coming back to MACD. Something about it called to me. Then came that rainy afternoon in the cafe. I was staring at EUR/USD. The price had tanked, forming a lower low, but then I noticed RSI. It showed a higher low. A divergence. My heart raced. I pulled up MACD. The histogram was narrowing, the MACD line teasing a crossover with the signal line. Then a bullish, engulfing candle appeared. I wanted to jump in, but I stopped. I took a deep breath and checked the daily chart. It was in an uptrend. The 4-hour chart, just a correction. This wasn't just a signal. It was a story. I placed the trade. A buy. Stop loss. Below the engulfing candle, take profit at twice the risk. 24 hours later, I closed it for a profit. It wasn't huge, but for the first time in months, I felt no doubt, no regret. I didn't trade because MACD crossed up. I traded because the market told me a story, through price, RSI, candlesticks, and MACD. That moment changed everything. I stopped seeing MACD as a signal machine and started seeing it as a storyteller. When the histogram narrows, something's shifting. When the lines hug each other, the market's hesitating. When the histogram expands, a real force is moving. MACD wasn't shouting orders, it was whispering truths. It took months to truly get it. One night, flipping through my trading journal, I saw a pattern. When RSI showed divergence, MACD confirmed it, and a strong candlestick appeared at a key level. My trades won more often. They weren't massive wins, but they kept me in the game. And for someone who nearly quit, surviving was everything. Have you been there? Staring at a chart, drowning in indicators, overwhelmed by signals? I have. So have countless others. We chase MACD like it's a holy grail, then curse it when it fails. But MACD isn't for predicting the future. It shows the present. If you're using it just for signals, you might be missing the point. Let me tell you about a friend, an engineer who loved complex indicators. His charts, a jungle of MAs, Bollinger Bands, stochastic, Ichimoku, and MACD filters. But his account was bleeding. One day he asked me, "Can MACD confirm trends?" I said, "Don't use it to predict, use it to confirm what you see." He went quiet. A week later, he texted me. I stripped it down to MACD, and candlesticks. His account started recovering, not from chasing news or impulses, but from observing, confirming, acting. His story hit me hard. We're drowning in information, hundreds of indicators, thousands of strategies. In that chaos, we forget to understand what we're using. So ask yourself, What are you using MACD for? Entry, exit, confirmation? Do you notice when the histogram narrows, when the lines flatten? Have you paired it with RSI or candlesticks? MACD isn't perfect. It lags. It won't catch tops or bottoms. But if you listen, it's a loyal friend. In a wild market, loyalty beats speed. One day, I sat with a mentor, a man with a decade in financial data at a foreign bank. He wasn't a trader, but he said something I'll never forget. The market doesn't lie. We just don't understand what it's saying. I laughed, thinking he was joking. But later, when I stopped rushing trades, I got it. Every indicator, from MACD to RSI, is the market whispering. Those who listen hear it. Those who rush miss it. Let's talk tech for a second. MACD is simple. It's the difference between a fast EMA, usually 12, and a slow one, 26. Subtract them, you get the MACD line. Take a 9-period EMA of that, you get the signal line. The histogram, it's the gap between them. Sounds dry, right? But it's the heartbeat of the market, the clash between short-term excitement and long-term expectations. When the histogram narrows, the crowd's calming down. When it expands, they're charging. That's when you listen. Over time, I developed 3 rules for using MACD to confirm trends. First, position. Are the MACD and signal lines above or below the 0 line? Above, look for buys. Below, sells. Near 0, stay out. Second, slope. Steep lines mean strong momentum. Flat lines, weak, don't chase. Third, histogram shape. Expanding means the trend's alive. Narrowing means it's tiring. A color change signals a shift in psychology. I shared these with Susan, a designer who loves visuals. She said, it's like painting, background, lines, shading. Miss one and the picture's off. She asked, do you check all 3 before you trade? That question stuck. Now I count histogram bars, watch the line's curves, and wait for alignment before entering with a candlestick on a smaller time frame. No rush, no fear. If the trend's real, the market waits. Let me share a trade I'll never forget. USD CAD 4-hour chart. The price was crashing, forming a lower low, but MACD showed a higher low, a bullish divergence. I didn't jump in. I waited. At an old support level, a bullish engulfing candle swallowed the bearish one before it. The histogram flipped positive, and the MACD line crossed above the signal. 3 signals: divergence, candlestick, MACD confirmation. I bought, set a stop below support, and aimed for the nearest resistance. The trade won. But it wasn't the pips I remember. It was the calm. I wasn't guessing. I was listening. That's what MACD taught me. Don't chase signals. Wait for the market to invite you. This morning, I woke to rain tapping my roof. Before my coffee was ready, I was staring at EUR/USD. The histogram was narrowing, the lines still above 0. The trend was alive, but the market was catching its breath. I didn't trade. I just watched, and my heart was steady. That's what trading becomes when you learn patience. MACD isn't a crystal ball. It's one voice in a symphony of price, momentum, psychology, and time. When they sing together, you're not hunting trades. You're invited to the table. So ask yourself, what are you using MACD for? A signal or a story? Are you hearing the histogram's whispers? Have you rushed a crossover and blamed the indicator? The market's always there. You have time to wait for the right moment. No one saves a trader from their own impatience. Thank you for staying with me. This isn't just my story. It's ours. A journey of confusion, losses, and finding light through patience. If this resonated, hit that like button. Share it with someone who's struggling. They don't have to walk this road alone. Subscribe for the next part, where I'll dive into MACD's true essence, how it confirms trends, and how I combine it with RSI, candlesticks, and key levels for better trades. The market doesn't lie, it's whispering. Are you listening? Keep learning, keep observing, keep being patient. I'll see you in the next one.